welcome back to another episode of Today's Weather Tonight. Here, as always, I am your meteorologist for the evening, Cloud Hudson, and you are watching the internet's only comprehensive weather recap podcast. Prove me wrong. Today is a very special day. The numbers are fun. It's 4/20/2024. 4/20/2024. That's like a race car. That's like that word that race cars same front and backwards, but like for saying it. 4/20/2024. That's a fun 4/20/24. It's a fun date, no matter which way you slice it. It's also a day where people like to celebrate things that they think. When people don't think my hair is Doppler radar colors, they think it's because I would smoke a lot of, but it's not. It's because this is for Doppler radar. But anyway, I don't smoke, but I do eat chocolate. And I thought I had a third of this chocolate bar, and I actually had a half of it. So took me a little bit of time to get to the actual forecast today. I'm just going to have one more little piece. I did make cookies so that I wouldn't eat all the chocolate today. It's a nice little salted caramel. I don't know if you can see. No, my camera doesn't focus that well. Oh, you can kind of see it reflect the light. It's got like salt on the bottom. It's like actual good salted caramel chocolate. Very, very good. I hope you guys have had a fun, good, safe 420. Continue to do this broadcast. Chocolate bar. Let's light some incense. That will help us with our chocolate brain. There's 100 milligrams of chocolate in the whole bar. This is not for chocolate uses. Well, I'd say it's for chocolate related uses is why I have this torch. But it also works very well for lighting a little incense, a little air, a little vata incense. I like to put it in this, I have this little thingy. There's plastic in there. Don't want to put in there with that. Fill it in with all the other dead incense. Ta-da. Okay. All right. Yeah, there we go. That's going a little bit well, a little better. Okay. So we are sufficiently celebratory today. Let's go ahead and I didn't even add my camera yet. Hello to my first viewer. I still don't know how Twitch works, but I'm just gonna put like exclamation point shit and see if it works. Okay. All right, let's go to let's add a camera. Show you my want to show you my screens, so I should go to earthquakes. Yay. Okay, earthquakes. I got earthquakes. As you can see, I have I've changed the color settings a little bit so that we can see recency on here. I'm actually just going to go up to 2 and above for now. So I've got what is it? Red is the newer quake, and blue is the older quake, and gray is in the middle. So looking at, we had a 2.1 here, Northern New Jersey again, 1.9 Missouri. I hate borders, but we'll turn them on anyway. We have some located in Texas here, all the way through the middle of the state. And as we get into, turn these exaggerations back on just a little bit. We got a lot coming down California coast, still a lot in Alaska. Oh, here's finally some more quakes up here near Bismani, Russia, Mount Kamchatka Peninsula. We got a 3.7 and a 3.9 that were pretty recent and relatively medium far back, like 12 hours ago. That is also with this 3.4 being older than them. So I think that, no, that's pretty recent. The 2.6 is older than them. But if you look at it, it looks like there's a little chain of threes, 3.4 and 3.6s coming down this way. So this is also, we've got, if we go back a full week, we had that 5.0 there, but just in the last day, showing nice little sutures. These look like stitches. Sometimes I like having the shells on because it looks like little stitches around the edges of the plate boundaries, stitching things together. So after we came from the Mount Kamchatka area to Japan and the Volcano Islands and Mariana Islands, here. This is a very deep, a 489 kilometer depth 5.0, and that is right next to some more relatively shallow 4.9s and 4.6 and 3s here in the Banda Sea, and also here off the coast of the Philippines. Yeah, so these are actually at medium depth. I'm sorry. The shallowest one was here, the 4.9, but a 10-kilometer depth right next to a over 400-kilometer depth. Let's go back to our date range I wanted. Thank you very much. There we go. Yeah, there we go. 5.1 here, and 4.5 recently off the coast. Are still looking at any area here in the, because yesterday we were told that they were on a tsunami watch for the Ruang volcano explosion ongoing over here. 2.9 in Australia. It's interesting that we've had some creeping across the Australian continent. Also, some really deep quakes out here in the Tonga Trench area. This is that wave-shaped plate boundary. Remember, it's like transforming, crashing wave. It's like 4.3s and 4.4s all centered in the wave crashing axis. Like if this was a wave for surfing, this would be right in the middle of the tube. Don't know why this doesn't want to give me all my quakes. There we go. Let's stick with this. As we're moving along, we've got 4.6. Also, this is 4.1. Yeah, the 4.1 was the oldest. The 4.6 here is the newest. This is in near Kashmir, Afghanistan, Tajikistan, Pakistan, India border region. This is also near the peak of a wave, so there's a lot of energy attenuated. I think all the energy attenuated. I think it makes sense to have a cluster of quakes right here at the tip of the northern tip of India and Pakistan, because if there's energy coming out of the plate here, going through Australia, it would end up attenuating here and here in the Kashmir region, and here in the valley right here near Turkey, Syria, Iraq, Iran borders region. I can't tell exactly where that was right on the Iran border, the Iran-Turkey border, but that's a little older now. But that would be the other place I'd look for the energy to come through. It's going that way. And then as that Asian plate, we've got a 2.5, and we've got nothing on the Mid-Atlantic Ridge today. We do have a deep 4.5 here in Chile. Where's that? In Argentina. Where's this epicenter? Yeah, Argentina. So that's fun. As we go up, let's look at the near Costa Rica. Is this in Nicaragua? Sorry. This is centered in Nicaragua. That one's, I'd say, off the coast, but I'm not sure where international waters begin. And this 4.9 is here Still barely on the Guatemala Mexico side. It's on the Mexico side of the Guatemalan border. So got some mid-range and mid-depth. That's a medium depth. If I zoom out, you can see that's like a medium. That's some medium depth activity as well as some deeper depth activity here in like those red and blues are. These are a little deeper into the plate than this. It looks like a little pincushion earth. We got a whole stack of depths happening here in near Puerto Rico. I still don't even know what's going on over there. Why are there so many very depth earthquakes? Are there geothermal wells there too? I don't know what kind of energy extraction's going on. Interesting. Yeah, okay, this 1.9 was, let's see if this was technically in Marston, Missouri. Marstown, Missouri. Interesting. And we've also got 2.5s through in Oklahoma. Oh, we've got a 1.8 here on the Montana and Canada border, as well as a 2.8 on the Washington, Oregon border. Nothing too exciting over here, I'd say. This is fun because it's Foundry. Going and take a look at our volcanoes for today. And by that, I mean, let's look at volcanoes today. News. All right. Can't click on anything from the news. Let me go to here. Okay. Let's go to our 420 update. Everybody support volcano discovery if you can. Let's see. Taal in Luzon, Philippines, says recorded several small phreatic bursts from main crater lake within the Taal caldera at 11:02 and 17:10 local time today. That's the recording of them. The explosive activity was accompanied by emissions of steam-laden plumes, which ranged approximately 300 to 600 meters above the fumarolic vents drifting southwest and northwest. Events were steam-driven only, caused by overheated water flashing to steam. Events lasted 4 to 5 minutes. Sulfur dioxide emissions reached to a 2,104 tons per day on April 18th. The seismic station measured 13 earthquakes and 5 2-minute-long volcanic tremors events over the past 24 hours. All right. Dense ash emissions from Ruang yesterday. That's a great video, or great picture. I'm sorry. We still have Samiru also giving intermittent volcanic or ash eruptions. Merapi, not to be outdone by Samiru, is also got volcanic ash to unknown height observed from ground. I'm making up these shorthands, by the way. I'm pretty sure this is a language I was supposed to learn in meteorology school, but I only learned the basic weather stuff. I didn't learn the parts with volcanic ash. This is reports in. I'm no code breaker, but I feel like I can crack the code there. Continuous volcanic ash to flight level 0900, which I think is 9,000 feet. I forget how that works. Brewing. Explosive volcanic activity continues. Oh, yeah. 5,000 feet is 050. So, yeah, I was right. Considerably diminished levels, even though the explosive activity continues. 3 explosions have been detected over the past 48 hours. Ash-rich columns rose to an altitude ranging between that and that. Yeah, I ate too much chocolate. I can't be saying numbers all like that, you know. The alert level for the volcano remains at level 4. In order to mitigate current risk, people are advised to avoid the area within approximately 6 kilometers. That's a 6-kilometer exclusion zone of the main crater. You know what an exclusion zone is? An exclusion zone is not just what they call where you have to sit in the cafeteria if you don't want to talk to anybody or nobody wants to talk to you at lunch, rather. An exclusion zone is the area where you can't go during the eruption. That's your little comedy portion of the evening, me making jokes about this. By the way, if you want to see some beautiful ash, this is this is beautiful. There we go. There's a good little shot of how pretty this incense is. You can see it burning in there. I don't know why it's got a slightly blue-purple glow to it on the camera. It's like picking up the IR that I can't see in real life. But it is very pretty to see the... This is what I'm seeing. Y'all aren't seeing that on the screen very much, I think. You're just probably occasionally seeing some puffs of smoke, which actually would be good for this stream. I think if people saw some random puffs of smoke, that might be like a good, hey, click on me. Kind of. Let's see. Blah, blah. Let's go on and see what they had to say about Rearcast today. Oh, here's a good image of Rang. This is what it looks like from above. So you can see there's those, of course, you would have some pyrocumulonimbus clouds. That's what they're called. I forgot yesterday. Pyrocumulonimbus clouds. Of course, you would have some with such a strong, beautiful cloud formation there off the erupting volcano. Gorgeous. Rearcast, the update that's come out has been possible scenarios if another eruption were to occur. Magma would flow from the reservoir beneath Svartsengi to the Sudnukar crater row, as observed in the last 6 instances. In the Sudnukar crater series, there's been a notable shift in volcanic activity, with an increasing chance of magma propagation coinciding with the ongoing eruption. This new development marks a departure from all previous cyclical pattern. From the previous cyclical pattern observed since December. If magma continues to accumulate at the current rate, the likelihood of another magma propagation event within the next few days or weeks rises, even while the current eruption persists. Notably, the occurrence of magma propagation during an ongoing eruption is unprecedented in this region, adding to the uncertainty surrounding future developments. So, basically, it is very weird and not like the pattern we've seen over the past, 6 months-ish, to see a magma chamber reinflating so aggressively while there's still an active eruption. But also, we haven't seen an eruption month place to go. But event, I think oh, why did this take me away? I don't know when that happened, but here we go. Um, let's see. Okay. Got a little longer on that incense there. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful smoke there. It's getting all over my microphone. I should move this to the other side. No, then I can't. I don't care. Okay, let's talk about the weather. We've got some rain in the deep south today. Rainy day for most of people in the south. Not me though. I'm lucky. I'm blessed. I had a beautiful day. It was a little overcast, but very, very temperate. Let's take a look at what's been rolling through Alabama and Georgia today. Is this ongoing stationary front? This is again piping back out moisture from the tropics, kind of part of this atmospheric river type situation. As if we went up to model views, I'm sure we would see that. We've got a beautiful low pressure system of circulation off the coast of Vancouver and Seattle, while we're still dealing with some lingering precipitation in Newfoundland area. Let's see. Where are we at? Marginal risk of Central and East Texas tomorrow. The her for that. Actually, I want to switch to this version and then do that. Drag to reorder. Come on now. I want. There we go. Okay, that'll do. That'll do. Okay. Let's take a look at let's just look at the 500 millibar wind on the her. Take a look at what this is going to do. Sweep through here, maybe hang a Louis around between Columbia and Charlotte. Yes, you can do it. So you see this sweeping in. Oh my God. Let's stop. Let's stop with the charades here. Let's talk about this is what we've got for the next hour, 2 hours, 3, 4. We're marching through the next 8 hours. Let's see. No. Nope. What did I do? Clicked on something. Most unstable cape. Your cape is most unstable. I don't know why we got something out here. I guess our surface winds want to swirl into something. That ain't right. All right. See, this is why I hate looking at. Let's see. Is the NAM gonna give us anything useful? Usually doesn't. I like the North American model because it's so granular that you get to look at the fluid flow of the air. But I don't like how it performs sometimes. Don't want to show a shit. Oh, there we go. See, there's that fluid flow I was talking about. The 3K or 3 kilometer granularity size really helps. That looks like we're getting into cold territory to me, and I don't like that because there's a lot of little baby plants out there that do not want it to freeze. They're saying it's going to get in freezing territory here in the mountains, and I'm not here for that. I'm not here to hear that kind of negativity. Let's take a look at See if we got any significant tornado parameters. Only out here. Sloshing around. It's like a fire. It's like a fire in that when you're looking at fire, you're always looking at a probability mapping out of where a reaction is probably going to take place. That is, you know what I mean? Let's go to bow, bow. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Boo, boo, boo. Do-do-do-do-do-do. I've had comfortably numb stuck in my head all day, but I don't think it counts as copyright infringement if I sing the song very badly. I'm not really talking about the weather. I'm here staring at the map and playing with my settings. Is that what you guys wanted? Is that what you were expecting out of this stream? Because that's what you should expect out of this stream. My burned out. Talking about weather. Let's go to the Schumann resonances today. Let's see. All right, we have quieted down significantly on 4/20/24. 2024. However you want to say the date. It's a fun date to say however you want to slice it. Last night we ended with a little bang here at the middle of the night. We did quiet down a little bit, though mode 2 here looks to be pretty active. Mode 2 being pretty active seems to me like people might have maybe celebrated an International Day of Getting Stoned. No, I'm just kidding. We've got a pretty active mode 2 here, so let's look at the power density that came in with that, because it looks like it switched to mode 1 as well. Oh no, I'm looking at amplitudes. Oh yeah, peak. That's that last little peak from last night on the 19th, and then not too much, but yeah, mode 2 definitely is the one that got a little bit of an incoming burst. Let's see. No, yeah, I was looking at amplitude. That's what I wanted to look at. That was power. So yeah, that's got. Let's see where the frequencies ended up. Oh yeah. So around that time, the frequency of mode 2 really raised as well. So we got a lot of power and the frequency raised back up to like 14. Point. Yeah, they should be in intervals of multiples of each other starting with mode 1. So really interesting that we've got elevation and frequency in mode 2 back to a good healthy high level. I think this is the one that's associated with the let's look this up in a different tab. Hold on. Let me put something pretty on the screen. Now I'll look this up. Get some typing ASMR. Okay, yeah. Let's see. Let's see. What do we have? Frequency of mode 2 that is going to put us in beta and high beta. Awake, normal, alert consciousness that also can feel like anxiety or fear or overstimulation, but definitely we can find our way to have that back down and get down to theta. Well, anything above 30 is gamma. That's heightened perception, but that's when you're so high that you are below theta. Like, let me just share this tab into my okay, this is what I'm looking at. So these are the frequencies that both the Schumann resonances and your brain waves operate on. So the first mode of the Schumann resonances is, let's go back to frequencies. First mode is here in theta range, brain wave operation. There is a little bit of power that goes into the delta state, but that is that's not what we're looking at. Mode 1 is around theta, reduced consciousness, deep meditation, dreams, light sleep, REM sleep, the matrix and the lower astral, and like things that are easily accessed from a less than wakeful state here without having a less than wakeful state, not beyond wakeful. Delta is like actually sleep. That's turn off your body, and that is where you go if you are depressed, my friend. You have a lot of delta brain waves if you've got that lower that's lower than theta. At least theta, you're dreaming. Delta is like you don't even have any dreams, you're a robot state kind of thing. Alpha is where we get into, we teeter-totter between alpha and beta in this mode 2 here. So since our frequency changed, first we started off the 19th around like 12.8 for our frequency, and this is right on the border between alpha and beta. Are we in our relaxed, calm, easy breezy, beautiful cover girl kind of alpha state of mind? Or are we in high beta, or are we in low beta, which is more alert, ready for new information. Um, Normal alert consciousness. Alpha's physically relaxed, mentally relaxed, awake but drowsy. So I'd say alpha is more like being a little stoned, and beta is more like being a little bit on stimulants of some sort. We get higher beta is uh mode 3 and 4. Those don't usually go over 30, yet they're still present in the ELF sonograms. You'll see, yeah, like above 32 hertz here. There was a little burst up into there. We had something here. These are the 4 modes, the horizontal lines you see. That's like where the power, these are like the intonation, octave frequencies. Like when you're tuning an instrument, you hear different notes while you're tuning it. That's their like overtones and undertones. This, and because they're in their harmonics of each other, this is like where our harmonics are lying right now. And what was I saying? Oh, but that doesn't mean that that's the only place that energy is coming in, or like the only frequency at which energy is going. We got a big dose of this mode 2 today, right around, let's see, 14. And that's when it went from being centered at 12 to being centered a little bit closer. Do you see this vertical transition of where this power was in our alpha range? And then once we got this big burst of energy, the center of the power band jumps up to 14. Can you see where these modes move average frequencies right here? That's what I'm talking about. It's like putting energy into the system over time until we have like reached you've banked in that latent energy or latent heat into the reaction enough to jump up to the next ring of frequency. We've gone from alpha to beta on our global brain scale. Does that make sense? I'm gonna bookmark that for future this. Okay, well, anyway, really cool background stuff going on here too. Interesting vertical spikes throughout the day on the 21st so far. I'm very interested to see what that's all about. Okay, so let's go from our ionosphere to I haven't checked Aurora source. I don't know current oval of estimation. Let's see. That's not what I want to do. Let's see. Blog. April 19th, 2024. Okay. Eclipse energy. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, this isn't really. That's not what we're talking about. Have y'all ever heard me talk about Steve? Steve is a type of aurora event. Were you aware that there is a type of aurora that could happen that's just called Steve? Well, when it happens next, I'll look it up and tell you all about it. Let's go to our solar weather. See, we've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coronal mass ejections today. Let's see if any of them have some juice. Not really. Not really. Let's go to our dashboard. After yesterday's big KP index, it looks like we're maybe a little calmer today. Solar protons still look minimal. Far side looking spicy. Solar flares. No M-class flares today. Everybody stayed pretty calm. We were getting a lot of downloads from our outer atmosphere, but yeah, man, we got that we got a G2 after we went to G3 and that KP7 planetary K index of 7. That's a pretty good likelihood for aurora, so I hope that some people got to see it yesterday. I haven't really produced a whole lot. Let's take a look at some of this solar imagery. Oh, that's pretty. Let's watch the colorized magnetogram. This cluster fuck down here this is just a little orgy of sunspots. I mean, there's that little pairing moving very much away from each other that looks like convection. Look at these pairs. I mean, if these were velocities on a if this were a velocity map, I'd be like, wow, look at those baby supercells and tornadoes. And that's what I think of when I look at the sun. I'm thinking of the patterns of motion that these shapes represent. Let's take a look at, see if this one's less shaky. No, it's going to be shaky no matter what I do. See if we got any fun filaments or, oh, look at that tunneling, that magnetic tunneling right there. And we've got several big old tornadoes. Wow, look at that monster. There's a lot of fun stuff in the coronal regions right now. Dang. I mean, we may not be getting launches, but this is moving some energy around the sun for sure. Look at that big bathtub drain, that big spin up. That's a monster magnetic. Let's take a look at, okay, so this is where we are. So that arcing over was perpendicular to the magnetic field lines here. And then this is where we saw that tornadic activity. Really, really cool. Let's take a look at the I don't even know who I want to look at. Not showing me a whole lot. I'll tell you what I want to look at. Are we getting any solar storms coming back our way again soon? Nothing big. We might have a little faster than usual solar wind from this Parker spiral coming through, but nothing that's a big launch. Okay, well, decent Parker spiral coming through. Pretty fast plasma density movement. So usually as plasma density decreases, velocity can increase and vice versa. That's pretty nice. Okay, let's go to, let's see what the auroral activity is. Solar wind hasn't been too down. I mean, it's still over 400, which is elevated. We only just came out of slight solar storm conditions, and we've had a few waves of pretty heavy density. I wonder if these waves of density kind of like smack the earth, smack the ionosphere and kind of shake down uh, and such. I wonder if the plasma didn't in the ionosphere and shake it out like dandruff onto the Earth's surface. That's what that looked like to me. I mean, these are different stations at organized by latitude, and it shows like the differential slapping onto Earth of different little solar whacks. We do have a pretty strongly southern magnetic field orientation, so it looks like it would couple pretty well with the Earth right now. Honestly, if the moon weren't so bright, it would be an awesome I think it would be pretty good time to go look for aurora for in Manitoba, but not not looking at I never look on here. See if got any. No. Manitoba show anything right now? Well, it looks a little colorful. 40 minutes ago. Okay, yeah, there is some aurora here in going on in Manitoba. Um it's kind of faint at this current moment, but we did get some earlier in the evening. Thing it showed it yeah. So pretty, very, very pretty northern lights today in Manitoba, Canada. Um this is from Churchill, Manitoba, Canada. Um, awesome, awesome. I hope that we get to see some actual Northern Lights pictures from some aurora chasers out there. That would be really cool to see uh, today. That's pretty awesome to get to. Let's see if there's some earlier in the night imagery. Yeah. Oh, look at that. I mean, that's the moon. That it's really bright, but it's still visible. Oh, that's so pretty. Thank you so much, explore.org. Um, really nice to see the northern lights from wherever we are. That's a really pretty, if y'all can see the recording there, that is just gorgeous little you can see where my cursor is dancing across the play bar right here. That is some gorgeous, gorgeous imagery coming out of Manitoba right now. I mean, even before that, man, all evening they've had some pretty awesome aurora here in Canada. That is nice. Let's take a look at that. Look at that beautiful wave shape. That Kelvin Helmholtz wave shape, Heimholtz, whatever. That crashing wave shape that we see all over the place. Oh, that's gorgeous. That is really cool. So, I'd say this starts around 1:44, around 2 hours ago. Starts around 2 hours ago that we started getting the Oh, it's so pretty to see some northern lights finally. Maybe I should be checking the webcams more often. I mean, yeah, if you are looking for it, you can see it. You can see that there definitely is a ghost of an image of green and purple and blue in the background there, but it's not for it looks like maybe it might be getting a little brighter outside and harder to see. But that's still gorgeous. Really neat to see some actual aurora happening. So that's a fun space weather update. Uh, I mean, yeah, our we had a lot of storming activity yesterday, but or I guess right around oh here that would have been like a few hours ago. That is right when we did see those uh peaks on the Northern Lights cam. So very cool to see real time solar activity. Let's go now to take a look at our planetary weather of the day. Planetary weather is kite formation. As I've been leading up to for weeks and weeks now. We today was the big 21 degrees of Taurus, Jupiter and Uranus conjunction. So Jupiter has now officially overtaken Uranus and is moving forward through the last decan of Taurus. Speaking of Taurus, we have a Taurus sun at 1 degrees making a square to Pluto in Aquarius, and that is all well, it's a rough kite. It's not really a kite, but kind of wants to make a kite with the formations of two isosceles triangles here. The Pluto to Mars to Moon to Pluto isosceles triangle, and then we've also got the Mars to Uranus and Jupiter to Moon. I would say that the moon was Libra. We are more in a moon trine Pluto situation. Uh, Remember, we've also got Chiron at 20 degrees of Aries and Venus at 19 degrees of Aries. So Venus is conjoining Chiron right now, the wounded healer. So your money, your aesthetics, your justice, goal, values, everything, putting your money where your mouth is and also making your mouth pretty. As part of your identity, you know that your biggest insecurity about how you're perceived is going to be like on your sleeve today, wearing your heart on your sleeve. Where were you this day in history? Well, you were here doing what you did. So that's today. We've got Mars moving closer to joining Neptune, and I'll let the professionals talk about that because I don't want to misspeak on it. We've got that opposed by the moon that just left Virgo and is now in Libra, but that puts us back into very close to full moon season. So we are about to have the moon oppose Mercury in retrograde, conjoin the south node, and then also moon opposite Venus conjunct Chiron, all before we finally get our first lunation of Taurus season, which is the full moon in Taurus square Pluto in Aquarius. So it is currently a Saturn day in a Mars hour. Our broadcast started during a Jupiter hour. No, it didn't even start during a Jupiter hour. It started well before that. Did we start in a Saturn hour? Yeah, we started in a Saturn hour. We started in a Saturn day and a Saturn hour, but we talked it being here. I don't feel with you. I think that's for all of us to reflect upon what we think this means today. I'll give you some cards to meditate on with that silence, though. Hold on. Okay. We're going to go for a liminal space card. Not because I doubt myself, but because I want to read interpretation. Okay. Okay. We got the card. This is a spell. It says 333 333. Little urban image there. Whose spell is this? Examine your influences and renegotiate your contracts. You magicked yourself into this, and you're going to have to human your way out of it. Do not be swayed by external forces at this time. Remember what is real. If you wish to remain enchanted, then happily disregard the previous. Not every spell you find yourself in is a problem, but it is useful to recognize when another's will is at play. You have a lot of power to create timelines, realities, stories. Experience activities. Somebody else to use for their giving away your power. Well, I'm going to reflect on that. Y'all have a lovely evening. Happy 420, everybody. Have a great evening. I love you very much. Bye.